Lately, I've been trying to better myself, and when I'm like lately, it's been years. But I'm still not where I want to be. But I want to keep going because I believe in myself. And even though I haven't seen much growth, I'm now implementing the changes to see what to do based on what I truly want. My dreams have remained the same, but they have personalized to me instead of going based off nothing. Basically when I used to write songs, I would just try to find a beat, but now in the silence I'm finding my own songs that have their own beat to them and trying to develop those songs. But currently, I feel like I should focus on healing. And sorry about the camera quality. I know it's bad. It's just so I can see myself, and I know that you see me. But and ignore my dog whining. He wants food, but I already fed him twice. So I guess in all honesty, I used to see things and want them from myself instead of actually calming my mind to see what my heart desires. I would let my mind lead the way a lot based off what I saw, but really you can't depend on what you see outside of you to be what you think is for you, and I'm speaking to myself. So I'm just journaling right now. I just watched a video and it was talking about how when you're bored, you're sad to see what your current reality is. And I kind of resonated with that because although I'm grateful that I have, I just don't like where I'm at right now. Although I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head and I have the funds to pay for my rent and things like that, and those are things that I prayed for before that I didn't have a luxury to have before, I still want more, and I want to build up off that. And I know that, as I develop myself, things are going to come to me, and as I continue to pay tithes and go to church and go to therapy, I'll be a better individual, a better person, a better lover to myself and others, and be more creative and understanding and accepting, and be able to produce things that I'm proud of. And I think that's what I really want to do, is create works of art. Excuse me, I'm talking. I remember a lot in college, a lot of people used to say, oh, you're broke. Not to me, but to other people. And I never liked the word broke because it felt like there was something wrong with that person. And I never wanted to be broke because I didn't want anything to be wrong with me. But although money has value, it doesn't, I feel as if you should still be a person without it, and I think I've learned that. And someone told me, I think one of the spokespersons said that money adds to you. Like, just like when you're in a relationship, it, like, the person that you're dating doesn't define you, but it just adds to you. And I want more money in my life to add to me, because I feel like I can create more things without the struggle, or without the thought of, oh, I need money to do this, or something along the lines of that. It's very hard to create works of art, especially in creativity, if you weren't born with developing that skill or exploring that skill, which I haven't. And I'm trying to explore it now. I think before I was trying to explore it with other people, but I've learned that other people are not on the same path as me. So it's like, although I may care about them and they possibly may care about me, doesn't mean that we are on the same page, meant to write the same book, or meant to be in the same book. Like, we're two separate books. So I do want to find people who are like-minded and also wanting to grow as a team, and develop themselves as a whole to be better people, to be a better friend and lover to their lovers. I've been alone for a long time. I called it off with an old friend, with an ex-friend, back in 2018, because I just felt like we didn't have similar interests anymore, and that she was going down a different path, and I was trying to change myself to veer off that path, and I did, but and I just worked until I just worked, or I didn't work, or I was sick, or like a lot of life things happened. But now, because I've been alone for so long, and because I've seen other people have friends, I want that for myself as well. And I realized, which I didn't know before as a kid, that I can have lifetime friends, partners, things like that. I didn't know that was available, because I grew up in a, when I just didn't think of it. I didn't think of having a partner for the rest of my life, or having friends for the rest of my life, even though maybe it was possible. Even though it is possible, I didn't think that. I just didn't think of it happening for me. Not as if I did, not in a negative way where it's like, oh, I didn't think it was possible for myself. I just didn't think of it. And that's another thing I want to work on. Just like I didn't think that those things were possible for me, I'm wondering what else I'm not thinking that is possible for me. Like, I remember in high school, and I was telling my friend about my music, the lyrics that I wrote to a song I found on YouTube, and I believe, I don't know if I'm making this up or not, but it's like, I believe she said that I should put it on YouTube, or record the song or something like that. And I got scared, and I also didn't know how to do it. So even though it was a lot of kids were on YouTube at the time, and I was on YouTube just listening to songs at the time, I didn't know how to be a YouTube for myself. I didn't think that people, to be honest, would listen. And I felt dumb that I didn't know how to do it, so that also stopped me from doing it. Just my own thinking. And that's what I want to work on. I don't want my own thinking to stop or inhibit me from working on the things that I want, or the things that I love, or the things I want to create or be a part of. You know, I want it to flow. And I want to see something that I've never seen happen before for my life. Something great. Something I can feel. Something that I can hold in my heart and cherish. And I think that this journey will teach me that, will show me that, as long as I stay dedicated. And that's the hardest part for me, and the easiest part for me at the same time, because the thought is always popping in my head multiple times, but at the same time I know I battle with mental illness, so it's not as likable or fortunate of a circumstance in my head, in my environment. It may not be as easy, but I know the right people around me who push me and encourage me, including myself, and will make that happen. So I don't want any kind of person in my life. That's probably why I've been alone for so long, and I've denied a lot of people. And some of them were good people. They just weren't good for me. Yeah. What I wanted to talk to you guys about is how, and I mentioned it before, but I'm mentioning it again because I want to. This is something I was pondering on. The boredom I experience it's like I have an empty mind, and I know it's good to have an empty mind and not have so many thoughts ruin your space internally. But when I sit at the center of that space, I feel attacked, even in the silence. And I'm wondering why is it happening? And I know that therapists would say from your childhood, or like therapeutic content on YouTube would say is from childhood. But I'm like, and some other people would say it's from your own judgment. It could be, but I'm wondering why sitting in silence makes me feel so attacked. Like it's not okay to be silent or something. I guess in this busy world, it's not really prominent. But somehow, I guess what I'm scared to say is the feeling of, to be honest, not being enough. And I have to find that for myself. And I think that's why my career didn't take off, because I wanted to get to know myself. Well, it's a process you have. I feel like for my story, it was meant for me to get to know myself before anything else happened, because that's important. I guess one of my core beliefs is like, I didn't want to associate my worth with my career or my productivity, and I was heading down that line. But I don't want to say God, because I don't know what God is thinking, and she probably wouldn't, she or he probably wouldn't, his most honorable life for me probably wouldn't be music. It would probably be teaching others about salvation. So it's not like, that's probably not her most, but she probably wouldn't comment on this, because this is nothing. This is just gonna expire and then before the new world. So it's really just my own interest, because this is gonna end. This is gonna end when the new world comes. When Armageddon happens. Armageddon happens. So it's like, I don't think that she would ask me, or well, what do I think? What I'm trying to say is, I don't think that she thinks it's as important as saving lives and getting people baptized, as well as knowing about salvation in the Passover. So it's not like she would choose this career for me. This is something that I chose for myself. So I think that that's why, another reason why it's been taking so long, because she wants me to focus more on spiritual things and build my riches in heaven rather than build them on earth. But me, I also believe that I also believe that there are jobs people have outside of church that pay for rent, stuff like that, and I just chose this to be my job instead of working at a bank or something. And sorry that took so long to come out. I was on the right train track, and then I just veered off the track, and I couldn't remember what that track was. Yeah. So I've been wanting to start a YouTube to show you the stages of my life in a story, like a narrative way. But I've been laying down so much in healing that there's not much to the story right now, like as far as activity. It's me just, actually, honestly, from a while, it's just me taking medication and watching YouTube all day. And I know it's not necessarily good, but the rest was needed, and I'm trying to break myself off the rest now so I can develop. And now that I'm more mentally clear, it's like trying to I'm trying to redirect my how do you say, well, redirect my journey from just being not platonic, catatonic, to being more productive. And it's hard to do when I have regular, I don't want to say problems, but or lack, because God says we lack nothing, and I believe that's true. But if I were to be honest, I'm not as financially stable, or there's a lot of instabilities in my life, whether that's social, financial, emotional, mental, physical. So I guess this journey is going to be about getting stability in those areas, and I'm just going to bring you guys along and share my personal philosophy. I actually got that from a book today. I want to read the actual thing that way they said it. Let's see if I can find it fast. Hush, babes. He really wants that chicken. But I already gave him 2 thighs. Okay, let me tell you some of my personal philosophy. Let me tell you some of my personal philosophy. It has not always been hard, but it's been hard, but I enjoy it. And I have a way out. I enjoy life. I don't like to complain. Although I've had many hardships, I wouldn't really consider them hardships out loud. It's only hardship I really acknowledge is like an internal hardship, because it's more felt on a deeper level. And there's positive in everything, just like God says in the scripture. Consider it pure joy, brothers and sisters, for the testing of your faith produces perseverance. And I believe that, and I've been persevering a long time, even though I don't have any. Well, actually, I do have recordings of it a little bit for a couple years on and off here, and I guess I can just share that with you guys eventually. Maybe if once I get if you sign up for email list, I can send you videos of me making songs in the past that never been published, or never been exposed. And it's more intimate because it was in my room, and it was more sentimental because it was something I was producing at a young age, and I was much more passionate about it. because it was my young fever. Yeah. So I know we talked a lot about that, different topics, but yeah, thanks for listening. Expect more of this. I expect more of this. And it's been good talking to you and relieving that someone was listening to me. So thank you for listening to me.